Hi guys, Mary Beth Temple here, and in this video we're going to make this super cute fisherman rib hat. And the reason I'm doing this is because I made a video with a scarf in this yarn and in this stitch pattern, and it was so popular that a lot of people sent me messages saying, hey, can we have a hat to match? It took me a while, but here we are. As always, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for fresh content weekly on whatever crafty stuff I get up to. And I do want to point out that knitting fisherman's rib in the round is slightly different than knitting it on straight needles or knitting it back and forth on circulars like we did for the scarf video. So not only are you getting this cute hat pattern that matches your scarf, you're also learning a new technique. So we have a super stretchy ribbing. We have fisherman's rib, which is the same on both sides. So this is a full fisherman's rib. And then we have sort of a rapid onset crown decrease so that the pattern stays consistent. And you have a nice little, and now this hat is a little slouchy because I don't like them super close because I don't like to wreck my hair, but that's me. You can adjust, and as always, you can click over to the blog to get some notes on adjusting. So you're going to need some bulky yarn. This is Bernat Softy Chunky. You're going to need 2 circular knitting needles that are only 16 inches long. You're going to need a size US 9 and a size US 11. You're also going to need double pointed needles for the crown decreases, size US 11. Now, if you change your needles because you want your fabric to be tighter or looser or what have you, to adjust your gauge, make sure that your DPNs match your larger needles. But let's go ahead and cast 48 stitches on to our smaller needles, our size 9s. First thing I'm going to do is put a stitch marker on there so I can know where my round begins and ends. And make sure I have the working yarn in my hand, which is the yarn attached to the ball of yarn, rather than the tail yarn, which is the cut end, which I don't want to deal with right at the moment. So have you ever seen a pattern that says set up for working in the round, being careful not to twist? What we mean by that is you want the thicker part of the cast on to all be facing in the same direction. If you put a twist in there, you're going to wind up knitting a Mobius, whether you want one or not, and it is not very good to knit hat brims as a Mobius. So just make sure that that thick part of the cast on is all in the same direction and there are no twists. So now we're going to start knitting in the round, and all we're going to do is knit 1, purl 1 rib. So knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, and we're going to do that all the way around. And then we are going to do 4 more rows of knit 1, purl 1 ribbing with the smaller needles, and then 2 rows of the knit 1, purl 1 ribbing on the larger needles. So you're going to have 7 rows, rounds. You're going to have 7 rounds total, 5 with the smaller needles and 2 with the larger. And then we're going to come back and switch to fisherman's rib. All right, I've completed my ribbing and in the process have switched to the larger needles. So let's look at the first round of fisherman's rib. In the round, it looks a lot like doing it flat if you've come here from the other video. We're going to start with a knit 1 below. So instead of knitting through the stitch like we normally would, we're going to go into the stitch below, and you'll notice that I have 2 strands of yarn over my needle. That means I'm catching the stitch below and I'm also catching the one that's on the needle. We don't want anything to unravel. So that's knit 1 below. I bring my yarn to the front of the work, making sure to bring it between the 2 needles and not over. We're not making yarn overs. We want to just have the yarn where we need it for the next stitch, which is a purl. It's purl 1. Get that yarn back to the back. Knit 1 below, so not through the stitch like normal, but right through the center of the stitch below it. Purl 1. Knit 1 below. See, 2 strands over the needle. purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, and we're going to do this all the way around. And you can see that the sort of enlarged stitches that form the pattern for Fisherman's Rib, you can see they're starting to build up already. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this round, and then I'll come back and look at the second pattern round. All right, for the second round, which is the alternate round, we're going to knit 1 and purl 1 below. Now, if you're coming here from the scarf video and the scarf post, this is what's a little bit different because there was no purl 1 below when you're working back and forth in rows. So I'm going to purl instead of through the front leg of the next stitch like I normally would. I'm bringing that needle from back to front, once again in the stitch below. And once again, you can see there's 2 strands of yarn over my needle. I'm going to finish the purl and pop that off. Bring the yarn to the back, regular knit 1. Purl 1 below. So look for that hole, and you're between the 2 legs of the stitch, and you're in the stitch below the one that's on the needle. Yarn over, pull through the whole thing, and knock it off. Once again, purl 1 below. Let's see if I can get a little closer without it getting too blurry. All right, purl 1 below, knit 1, and you're going to do that all the way around. So the next round starts with the knit 1 below, and goes knit 1 below, purl 1, and the round after that is this one, which is regular knit 1, and then purl 1 below, and you're going to alternate those 2 rows. Now, if you have to put your work down, it's important to note which row you were on, which round you were on, because you don't want to do the wrong one in the wrong order. So what I did when I was working on the hat is I always made sure to put it down after this round with the purl 1 below in it. So I never put it down after the other round because I wanted to be able to pick it up and know which round I was supposed to be working on. And that's all there is to that. Those are our 2 rounds, and we're going to alternate them for pattern. So I'm going to come back in a minute with the sides of my hat knit, and we're going to take a look one more time at the 2 rounds that we need to do. We're going to look at them on a bigger base so you can see the difference, and then we're going to move on to the crown shaping. Now, as you can see, when there's a fair amount of pattern on there, it is so much easier to see. So just as a little refresher, for the first round, we're going to knit 1 below, purl 1, knit 1 below, purl 1, and you see it's so much easier to see once there is some pattern happening. Knit 1 below, purl 1, I'm going to do that till the very end of the round. And then the second pattern round, alternate pattern round, is knit 1, purl 1 below, knit 1, purl 1 below, etc., all the way to the end of the round. Now you're going to keep working. Now my piece is about 9.5 inches long. You could go a little less for a tighter fit, a little longer if you want it slouchier. Notice with this stitch that you have your texture stitch, your fisherman's rib, on the right side or the outside of the work, but you also have it on the inside or the wrong side of the work. And again, one of the cool things about fisherman's rib is even though it's sort of open because we're using bulky yarn on big needles, it's the thermal properties of everything that sort of make it work. So that's so thick and cushy, and that is, I promise, going to keep you toasty warm. So I'm going to finish this round, and then I want to look at the crown decreases. All right, moving on to the crown decreases. The first thing I want to do is take my locking stitch marker off, and instead of marking the beginning of the round on the needle, I'm going to mark the last stitch of the round, and that is because I'm going to switch to double pointed needles, because as the work gets smaller, it's not going to fit around the needle, it's going to pull. So if you have access to the double points, this is the time to whip them out. Also, for those of you who are more experienced knitters, this hat, the crown decreases happen rapidly and suddenly, and the reason is I didn't want to lose the stitch pattern. So this is not a hat with a super gradual decrease at the top. So the first thing I'm going to do is do an SSK all the way around, which is a left leaning decrease, which is what I want. So I'm going to be making sure that my knit stitches are laying on top of my purl stitches. And again, I'm switching to my double pointed needles. I can just knit off the circular needle. I don't have to move it and then knit. So I'm slipping the first stitch as if to knit, slipping the second stitch as if to knit, putting them back on the left hand needle, and then knitting two together through the back loop. And you see how that makes the knit stitch lay on top of the purl stitch. It's a beautiful decrease for this hat. Slip one as if to knit, slip the next as if to knit, put both of them back on the left hand needle, knit two together through back loop. Now once you get the hang of this, how I normally do them is I slip one, slip two, I put them back on the left hand needle, and I leave my right hand needle in there. Instead of taking it out and putting it back in, it's already behind. And it goes a little faster that way. I'm going to just show you a couple more times. So old school, slip one, slip the next, put them back on the left hand needle, knit two together through back loop. Or my way, slip one, slip the next one, put them back on the left hand needle, leave the right hand needle behind the left hand needle, and go ahead and knit two together through the back loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to put, let's see, if I had 48, I'm going to wind up with 24. I want to get them onto 3 needles for the sake of ease, so I'm going to put 8 of the decreased stitches on each needle. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we'll come back and take a look. Alright, I have my stitches all laid out on my double pointed needles. Now I'm going to just knit one round. I just left that marker where it is. I don't need to go crazy marking every single time I go up a row. I just need to make sure that I know which needle has the beginning or the end of a round. So once again, I'm going to knit all the way around. Make sure you give a little tug when you go from one DPN to the next. You don't want a super loose stitch in there. Alright, you have 24 stitches on your needles. We're going to do that SSK round one more time. Find my working yarn here. So once again, slip, slip, put them back on the left hand needle, knit, slip, slip, knit two together through the back loop. So we're going to do that all the way around. And that's going to leave us with a total of 12 stitches, 4 on each needle. There's my 12 stitches, 4 on each needle. I'm going to knit around on those 12 stitches, and then I'm going to cut a long tail, thread it through my yarn needle, run it through those stitches, and draw them up. So let me knit that round real quick, and then I'll show you the finishing. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of this stitch marker because I do not need it anymore. Then I'm going to, let's see, grab my working yarn here. Pull off a good long length, maybe 10 or 12 inches, because I want to make sure I have enough to wrap it up later, and too much is easier to handle than not enough. I'm going to thread that tail right through the yarn needle. Just pull the yarn up, pull it up a little bit so that the yarn doesn't come out. So now, starting at the beginning of the round, I'm going to use my yarn needle and go through the stitch, so right through the middle of the stitch, and pop it off. You don't want them to drop. So through the middle of the stitch, drop it off, and I'm going to do that all the way around and get rid of the needles as I don't need them anymore. I'm going to pull that up just loosely for right now. Alright, let me get my hand in here so you can see what's going on. Now I'm going to pull that super tight, super tight to close off the top. And you see how we got some decreases, so it's not too puffy at the top, but we didn't lose any of the pattern. Everything is staying right in with the stitch pattern. So I'm going to use my yarn needle, take this into the inside, and weave in this end so it doesn't come undone. And then the last thing I will have to do is weave in this end, and then we're all finished. And here is our completed hat. We have our super stretchy ribbing to keep it tight. The ribbing pattern trails right up into the fisherman's rib. We have the fisherman's rib showing on the other side too, which gives us a nice dense fabric. And then we have these rapid crown decreases that keeps the top from being lumpy bumpy looking, but also keeps the pattern consistent for a beautiful look. So thank you so much for joining me. Once again, I'm Mary Beth Temple for Hooked for Life. If you need this pattern written out, please check out the blog, hookedforlifepublishing.com/blog. I'll have the link to the pattern in the description box below. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel for fresh content weekly on whatever crafty thing I get up to that week. And feel free to follow us on Instagram at Hooked for Life LLC with the number 4, or on TikTok. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye-bye.